Beowulf is probably the first great work of English literature and is a legacy of the heroic age of the Anglo-Saxons. Yet, no actual Anglo Saxon character is celebrated in the poem. Beowulf is a Teutonic epic poem of unknown authorship and dates from the manuscript of the 10th century. So, these are the important points which you have to keep in your mind as far as Beowulf is concerned. Alright. First thing is that Beowulf is a Teutonic epic poem of unknown authorship. So, as such, who wrote this poem? No one knows. Alright. Then it is an epic poem and dates from a manuscript of 10th century. यानी कि जो manuscript है, it dates to 10th century. It concerns itself with Swedes, Danes, and an uncertain but warlike tribe called the Geats. So it concerns these three tribes: Swedes, Danes. Swedes were the people who belonged to Sweden, Danes, Denmark, and Geats. Okay, and this is a warlike tribe. It is believed that the Viking Danes may have brought the outline of the poem to England as early as 7th century. यानी कि ये जो वाइकिंग डेन्स है दे माइट हैव ब्रॉट द आउटलाइन यानी कि जो स्टोरी आउटलाइन है प्लॉट ऑफ द स्टोरी इज ब्रॉट बाय वाइकिंग डेन्स फाइन the still busy tracing its remote origins. The work itself is partly historical and partly mythical. Now, the story is partly historical यानी historical भी है and partly mythical यानी कि myth भी इसमें attached है. Now, it revolves around Beowulf, a 6th century warrior from Geatland in southern Sweden. Alright, and his heroic exploits. The poem is an amalgamation of classical and Christian influences. So it's an amalgamation of classical and Christian influences, historical figures and folk tales and Germanic legends. The earliest existing manuscript of the poem is about 3,200 lines and written in about 1000 AD, after the death of Christ, AD. The poem was written in the West Saxon dialect. So the poem is written in West Saxon dialect, and the alliterative meter seen in an Old English verse. Okay. The structure is chaotic with long digressions and interpolations only to be expected in the work passed on by the word of mouth for some 300 years. So the structure is chaotic because this was the early poems, or in fact the first English poem written in Old English verse. So the structure is a little chaotic. Fine. Then the poem comprises two main parts. The first deals with the visit of Beowulf, nephew of King Hygelac of the Geats, to the court of King Hrothgar of Denmark. Alright, Grendel, a man-eating, fire-breathing monster, has been ravaging the great hall of Heorot built by Hrothgar. So the name of the king is Hrothgar. Beowulf has just arrived the kingdom of Hrothgar. He is the king of Denmark. Fine. Beowulf slays the monster. So there's one monster who is always, disturbing the prevailing peace in that part of Denmark, or he is the king of Denmark. So basically, Grendel, the name of the monster, he is disturbing the process of, he's disturbing the whole system or the politics of that country. Fine. Then he is Grendel is a man-eating or fire-breathing monster. Yani he is that kind of monster who can breathe out fire, just like a dragon. Now, Beowulf slays the monster by wrestling with it and wrenching out its arm. Grendel's mother then seeks vengeance by carrying off one of the Danish nobles to her underwater home. So basically, Beowulf has killed the monster by wrestling with it barehanded, and in order to take revenge, Beowulf's mother, Grendel's mother then seeks vengeance, यानी कि वो बदला लेने आती है by carrying off एक डैनिश नोबल को अंडर वाटर होम में ले जाती है. Now Beowulf follows her there and kills her too. He returns home victorious, laden with honors and gift from the Danish king. Fine.